Hello Flosstube, this is AM Dreaming Stitcher here with a video to continue my parade of kits and charts. I don't know what order these will end up getting posted in, but this is not the first one I have filmed. I am doing this to at least share with someone all the things that I won't get stitched myself, but that I love and enjoy and think others might like to see. So today we're just picking up where I left off in my last filming segment. As I said, I don't know what order they'll be posted in, but I was working my way through a box that I've kind of, for myself, sorted by the theme of scenic pictures, scenic designs. So we'll start with those, and when we run out, I will grab another box and continue. Some of those boxes will have themes also, and some will be completely random and miscellaneous. So who knows what we'll get. This particular design, this kit, is by Jan Lynn Needlecraft. It is designed by Roger Bernardi. I have stitched at least one other piece that was to his design. I remember getting this one as a very well priced, I thought, at Amazon, but really my kits have come from all over, so that doesn't limit you to going there if you're looking for it. They call it Lighthouse, and I'm afraid that sometimes these numbers are going to be too small for people to see, but I don't necessarily want to stop on every kit and tell you, but this is number 01302229, Lighthouse by Jan Lynn. And some people do like to see the backs, so I'll flip that over for you. Some of the kit makers let us know what count of Aida we're on and what color this looks like. This is something of an off-white 14 count Aida, but I don't know if they actually tell us that. They say it's 14 count. They don't mention the color. Alright, next I have something I've seen a lot of Flosstubers work on, and it is called Peaceful Silhouette. They say it's designed by James Hemsworth. I think he did a number of pieces for Dimensions. This is not a Dimensions Gold, but it still does utilize things like half cross stitch to help give the effect of the scene you're seeing. It is on a 14 count Aida. In this case it's beige, so that helps give that kind of sepia tone color to the whole design. And for those who like to see the back and are interested, here's what it looks like in its package. In my first video in this series, mentioned that there are a couple of things I have no control over: the camera focusing itself in and out, and the poor color of my computer. So I apologize that many of these are not going to be as bright and vibrant as they are in person, but I hope you see enough of them to still get an idea of what's there and enjoy some of the designs available. This one I hesitated to purchase, and I'm a little concerned about because of the company. If you know much about Joy Sunday, you know that they seem to play fast and loose with their licensing and attribution to original designers and makers. I don't think that's always the case with their designs. I think in some instances they do have permission of the artist, for example, to adapt and chart their designs. So I really don't know what one is getting when one purchases from them. I would love to have this from its original designer and company if, in fact, it is not the original, but I don't know. It's called London Bell Tower, at least that's what Joy Sunday is calling it, and it is not one of their printed canvases. I'm really not interested in the printed canvases. It is a counted cross-stitch on Aida. You can't tell that from the packaging because we've got things on the back like all of their instructions, but I've had it open before and I know it's on white Aida. If anyone does recognize this image, I don't know how to do reverse image searches. I'm afraid I'm ignorant on a lot of technical things, but if somebody recognizes it and knows for a fact that it is from some other company or designer, I'd love to have that information. But otherwise, I really like that image and would like to stitch it. Okay, next up, we have one that I remember seeing in catalogs. I might even have ordered this from a catalog. I'm trying to recall. It is an RTO kit to which they give the name Quiet Bay. And I'm not sure I would want to live in a city with buildings so close together. I'm more of a space person, but it's lovely to look at this harbor and the beautiful buildings. And it is RTO number M466, Quiet Bay. It's on a white 16 count Aida. The designer is Olga Sotnikova, and it was produced in Estonia. Oh, I should look at these things more often. In my last video, I showed a kit called Old Tallinn, and I didn't say where that was because I had no idea, but that apparently is in Estonia. And I did mention in my last video that I'm never quite sure without looking whether these kits came from Russia or Estonia or the Ukraine or where, but that my taste seems to align with a lot of what they produce in that part of the world. Here's another RTO kit called Castle Courtyard. They have another they're showing here that's sort of two others that kind of can be paired with this. I have only the one, and I'm happy to have that. I have more than enough to stitch. It is RTO article R139. It makes me think very much of a charcoal drawing that my parents had that they got in Europe that has been familiar to me for my whole life. So I'd love to stitch it up for that reason alone. It is on a 14 count Aida. It's designed by Oksana Denisenko, and again, this seems to have been made in Estonia. It says it's inspired by Josef Eidenberger, so I'm assuming he's the original artist who created a work that looks like that, and they adapted it to cross stitch. Next, in my parade, we have a kit that I definitely got on the second-hand market, in part because not just it's a charming little street, but I have a kit that I swear looks like that house on the end. This is called Summer Village. It's from a company called Busilla. Another thing I mentioned in the first video I filmed is that I will pronounce many things wrong. I have no idea how to say them, so please forgive me if that is an offense to your ears. This was designed by Erin Dertner from the Cooler Design Studio and was produced in 1996, but I know that Cooler Design seems to be releasing many of their design charts online. So it's possible that this Summer Village, although no doubt no longer in production, may be available as a chart if you like the looks of it. The kit includes 14 count Aida and cotton floss, but I have a feeling it's not sorted. Let's see. Nope. The floss is not sorted. You have to do it yourself. That doesn't usually bother me. It should be okay. Doesn't look like enough floss for what we're doing there, but it's just a small design, 6 by 18. Oh, there's more floss tucked underneath, I think. That's a good sign. I hope so. If not, at least I have a chart to work from. And I can try to come up with floss if I needed to, but I think it's all in there. Here's another Busilla kit that I got on the second-hand market. I loved the house here with the gardens. I don't know if, let's see, it says House and Garden, and it's adapted from the artwork of Sharon Engel by Jennifer Drake of the Cooler Design Studio. So again, I think this kit is actually very readily available on the second-hand market. But if you really liked it, maybe that design is available from them as they're releasing old charts. And you can see there's quite a bit more floss there than we were seeing in the other kit. But as I said, maybe I had it open, looked at it, or something. We hope it's all there. Okay, next. A Riolis kit. Riolis kit number 1691. This one is crediting both Anchor and Sapphill, so I wonder what kind of floss we've got going on in here. It says it's on a 14 count Zweigert Aida with 19 colors of Anchor and 5 of Sapphill. So this might actually use both. I don't know if I've encountered that before. Our designer is Anna Petrosian, something like that. Again, expect really bad pronunciations from me. And they don't give an English name for it, but I think the English name under which I purchased it said something about the lavender in there. Anna Petrosian. There we go. They actually had her name in English. I was making it harder for myself than necessary. And there's our... Oh, and of course there are a few little beads. You might have been able to see those in the preview. It looks like these are the Sapphill and the rest of these are the Anchor. Interesting that they uses both. I guess it gives you a different kind of effect. Next we have, I remember showing this long ago in one of my regular Flosstube videos. I love this. It's based on artwork by Pizarro. It's a windmill at, don't know how to say it, Naka. It's using wool and acrylic because here we have Riolis, and that's often the case. It's their number 1702. And I absolutely love that one. Would love to stitch it. So if you like landscapes, maybe you enjoy that one too. And here on the back, they have some advertisement for some of their other kits. This one was designed by Ekaterina Sergeyeva, something like that. Pardon me, Ekaterina. Then we have one that I have seen others stitch, and you can see I got it in Hobby Lobby, but I think it was I got it with a coupon or something back in the day. They don't have much of a cross-stitch section there anymore. But this is a regular dimensions kit called Village Canal. I have seen people stitching it up. It is gorgeous. It is on a 14 count Aida designed by Sung Kim. I have seen have several dimensions kits with the same designer, so they must really like the work that Sung Kim produces. And you can see there the colors. Did it mention on the front the fabric was, yes, it did say it was blue. I just didn't notice light blue Aida. Next, I've had this one since early in my cross-stitching days. It's an Elsa Williams. There are a lot of Elsa Williams kits that seem to be available on the secondhand market. I don't think that the company produces things anymore as far as I know, but I love many of their older products, so they're worth looking for. This one is called The Morning Walk. I love the cow. I love the geese. I love the scenery. I'm not much into human figures, but the little girl's fine too. It's just very pastoral, I guess. It's on a 14 count Aida with pre-sorted cotton floss, and we'll give a flip at the back just to see what they look like in their packaging. The joys of pre-sorted floss. Thank you, Elsa Williams. You don't have to figure it all out yourself. I can do it. I've done it many times, but it's nice when it's done for you. Okay, now we have a handful, not even a full handful, of the older gold collections that came in the bags that I bought back in the day when they were new. This one says copyright 1996. That's around the time I started stitching. So this would have been new in the store. It is Alan Maley's Gracious Era. I have seen others stitching it. It's a lovely winter scene here in the city long ago, right up my alley. When I do human figures, this is the kind of thing I like, this sort of scene, not focused necessarily on a single individual, but showing me, in this case, some kind of a window into times past. It's on a 16 count dove gray Aida, and there's nothing to show you on the back of the bag, but for those who haven't seen them before, let me see if I can kind of pull the contents out just to give you an idea. They come with their instructions and with floss that has not been sorted. and you kind of have to figure it all out yourself, but they're pretty clear in their instructions so that you're able to do it. And then you have this bag that you can keep your project in while you're working on it. Okay, next is another Dimensions Gold collection. I have seen others stitching this. It's available in much newer packaging than this. It's Milady's Chateau, a design by Robert Lebrun. It is on 14 count ivory Aida. In a prior video I mentioned that a lot of Dimensions Golds seem to be on 16 count or 18 count, but that I was sure they probably came on 14 as well. Well, this one, as you can see, is a 14 count Aida. And again, nothing to show on the back because of the way they package these, but I like the scenic countryside with the castle and the figures in their old-fashioned, dress out of the past. That one was from 1995, so before I started stitching, but it was still available new in the stores when I began. This one is called Memory Lane, and it is a cross-stitch design by Carl Valente. In a prior video, I showed another called Valley of the River Back that had kind of a similar aesthetic to it, and I think he may have designed that one as well. I got it much later in time. It was available when I got this in the same bags and so forth, but sometimes designs or charts just stick in your head for a very long time before you give it and buy it or don't, because I don't need any more to stitch. Even if my headspace is taken up by something, it doesn't mean I have to buy it. This is on a 16 count Dove Gray Aida. Here's one I've seen lots of folks working on. I got it again when it was new. It's copyright 1997, so it was new in stores when I purchased. It's still available out there. It's a regular dimensions called Scenic Farm. I think many of us fall in love with those tiny little sheep. And it's just a lovely design. I think it's well done. It says it's designed by Mildred Sands Kratz, and it is on an 18 count white Aida. Some of the people I've seen stitching on it do not necessarily enjoy working on it, but I think they all agree it's beautiful. Sorry there, I don't know what I find funny about that, but I guess it's just the irony that it's true for so many of us that we love what we're seeing, but we don't necessarily love the labor of reproducing it. But I would still like to make that. I would still enjoy it, I think. Now here's one. I showed that little row of houses from Busilla and said I thought the one on the end looked like another kit. This is the house that to me looks like that earlier Busilla kit, and it is called Summer Symphony. I've seen other people who have it and are stitching on it. Again, it was new when I purchased it. I did not get it on the second-hand market. I got it back in, it says it was made in 1994, but I probably got it in 96 or 97, around then. And here is that other kit to compare to. It might be too tiny to see, but that really looks so similar. The screen door is a little different. I think they've just adapted the same house slightly differently. It's virtually the same architecture, not the same stitching experience. We have a different amount of detail. This is designed by Aaron Dirtner. It's on a 14 count Aida cloth, and you do have to sort your flosses, but I'm okay with that. Next, only a few more left in this box. I might end up having to pause you all and get something else to show you. This is another one that has been reproduced by Dimensions, and so many Flosstubers have been doing this one. I think it's a part of Sal's and challenges and who knows what all else. I have had it a very long time. It's copyright 1999. I got it when it was new and when they were still marketing it under their Sunset line of kits. It's called Victorian Charm, designed by Travis Brown. And probably not a lot needs to be said because I expect many of you have seen this one before. it is on a darker fabric, but that's okay. In this case, I need to do the sorting of the floss myself. I imagine the newer ones, I haven't really paid attention, but I expect that they've been sorted for you, which might make the stitching a little quicker to get into. Now here's one by a pair of designers called Barbara and Cheryl, and this says it's their book 32. I think it is probably possibly the only Barbara and Cheryl design I have, although they did many lovely street scenes and other things. But I absolutely fell in love with the way they were able to render this scene in cross stitch. This was back in the day before computers were doing everything for us, and that just looks like I could step into that yard under that tree, and I was just so surprised. It is called Sunshine and Shadows. Here's the way it's packaged, and I'm pretty sure I ordered this from a catalog, which was for me in those days with my budget, that was pretty expensive, but I so loved it. There's a chance it came from a store, but I think it was a catalog. Anyway, Sunshine and Shadows by Barbara and Cheryl. Then we have one that I have seen others adapt to cross stitch. I don't know how well this actually comes out. I can't say I'm in love with their rendering there, but I think I ordered it. Again, it could have been from a catalog or something where it wasn't as easy to see what the final product was going to look like. It was from a company calling it's The Haywain by John Constable, a famous English painter of his era. It's on 14 count white Aida, but I believe they're going to tell me on the back who did it, and it's well, here it is up at the top. The Fine Arts Heritage Society presents. So they apparently adapted a number of artworks. You can see there how it comes packaged. And again, this was back in the day, so that they didn't have a lot of computer help. You're not quite sure what you're going to get with that. But I like it. This one, I cannot remember the English name given for it, but it's something about pagoda. And I don't remember the name of the company. I know I looked it up once to see what that translated as. That doesn't help you all a lot. I wish I had enough information to help you track this down and find it. I think I have seen the same design produced by more than one cross-stitch company, though, I can say that much. But everything on this is in a different language. So I can't help you very much. It seems to be Russian because we've got a .ru. 14 count Aida, I can tell you that much. It looks like it's done with flosses similar to Riolas, because those do not look like divisible cotton flosses at all. So I think we've got some kind of wool acrylic blend to do this with. And I'll just leave it there long enough that maybe if you like that design, you can try using Google Translate and jot down for yourself what you see here. I think it might be waterfall and pagoda, I don't know. All right, I have actually run through the box that I considered my scenic box, and I have not run through my 30 minutes. So I think I'm going to pause you all and go grab some more kits to show you. Okay, this next box is another of those that I consider to be sorted by theme, but I'm not 100% sure what theme this one is, because this first kit looks like it could have come straight out of my last box of scenic pieces. This one is an old Bernat counted cross stitch called Autumn Foliage. It says 14 mesh. Normally I associate the word mesh with needlepoint, but this is in fact on an Aida, and the artist I think we have here is Helen Burgess. I don't know if she is responsible for the artwork or the turning it into cross stitch. Can't flip it over, I've had it open, and so there's a chart there. But as you can see, that's definitely Aida. It seems to be a kind of a light blue, so that you have a bit of a sky color to the background as you stitch. This is one that I would say is fish. It's nautical, I don't know, there's a lot of fish in this bin, and animals. I'm thinking the theme of this bin is something to do with wildlife. So that first one didn't quite belong. This is a sunset counted cross stitch kit. As mentioned earlier, they are they're part of Dimensions, and you can see possibly if your camera shows you that tiny print that even then it was dimensionscrafts.com. It's from 2002. I did not get it new. I got it on the second-hand market. I never saw it new. It is possible that by that point my brick and mortar store had closed. That's where I got most of my things. But they decided that our market at the time was not sufficient for them to keep a store in our city. It is called Tropical Perfusion, designed by Parker Fulton. I think I saw it just while browsing eBay one day, and I really liked it. I could have seen it stitched up by somebody, though, I'm not sure. So you can see it's from the era when you still had to sort the flosses yourself. And it's on a nice blue Aida. Did it say that on the front? 14 count light blue Aida. Going to get the new box sort of put me out of my pattern of how to present these to you. So I'll try to get back into it before my time runs out. This is a kit called Giraffe. It's from a company whose name I cannot pronounce. Vervaco, something, I think. They're out of Belgium. And I love giraffes. They have others in this series that are similar animals. It just tells us on the front that it's counted cross stitch. I don't see a count being mentioned. Yes, country of origin is Belgium. Perhaps on the back they'll be kind enough to tell us what we're on. It's 14 count Aida, and they have little tiny images showing some of the other animals. I believe I may have the zebra. I did not have any of the others that I see there. Next we have a Riolis kit that I have had opened because it's been so tempting to start. It is Riolis number 1574. It does not give a name in English, but it's on 14 count colored Zweigart is what they say. And it has 17 colors of their woolen acrylic Saphil floss. The color seems to be beige. Alright. Next, I love quiet fish scenes. I took quite a while to get this one on the second-hand market, trying to find it, and find it at a price that I found reasonable. It is Dimensions kit from 1993 called Goldfish and Water Lilies. And it says the design is by Barbara Mock. And according to them, bright goldfish dart among the peaceful water lilies in this design by Barbara Mock. The black background creates an elegant effect for this serene design. I think all you really need to do is show the picture, and if people like it, they like it. You don't need to try to play it up with all that advertising copy. But there you can see how it's packaged. Because I like fish, I like that one. Here's another one that I got from the secondhand market. And it came split, but I went through to make sure everything was in it. This is something that was available when I started stitching in those black bags that were current at the time. And I just waited too long to get it because I wasn't sure how much I wanted to stitch all that grass and all that sky. But I've seen other Flosstubers do it. I'm sure you know some of those and have seen it, and it's just so beautiful. It's called African Lions, a cross-stitch design by Donald Grant. This is stitched on, please show me, 18 count ivory Aida. and it was originally from 1998. So I certainly could have gotten it new back in the day, but instead I paid an extra high premium price to get it in the second-hand market years after the fact. Totally my own fault. Okay, there's a lot more in this bin, including some more that look like they overflowed from my scenic bin, and more animals and more fish and so forth. But this video is telling me that I've been filming for about half an hour, so I think that's long enough for this installment. Thank you for stopping by and watching my parade. I hope you saw things that you enjoyed seeing. I plan to continue filming until I have got through all my kits, but as mentioned in a previously filmed video, I will probably post some of these before I finish them all, just so I can get feedback from you that may help me to improve future videos. I do kind of plan to upload some and schedule them for posting, so may it be a while between videos, but don't hesitate to comment, and I will try to make changes if needed based on what you all have to tell me. Thank you so much. Have a great stitching day.